Here at Tormach, we love sharing our customer stories. And this year, a Tormach customer won the BattleBots Championship. Here's Ray Billings.
This is all about applied physics. It really is. I apply physics as well as anybody. My name is Ray Billings. I'm the designer, fabricator, pocketbook, everything for Team Hardcore Robotics. We've been building combat robots for about 15 years. Obviously, the most well-known of those is Tombstone, which is your current 2016 BattleBots champion. In the world of machining equipment, there's some lower-end stuff. There's some super high-end stuff that's very expensive. What I needed was the precision of a high-end machine, not necessarily with the speed, and I'm not doing this for a living, but I still need the precision. And I've always thought that the Tormach was exactly the right machine in that regard, because I've seen some of the things that have come off of it. They're amazingly adept machines at doing what I would need. And so it was a perfect match in my needs. I could do exactly what it is I wanted to do. The limitation now isn't the machine. The limitation now is me and learning what I can do with it. The machine is fantastic, and I'm really looking forward to some of the ways I can change my designs and improve from this point on. It's going to be really cool. The competitors that I compete against are some of the best folks you're ever going to come across. They're really top notch, and I think it's because we share the same passion. I think that's part of it. A joke I commonly make is that it's a dysfunctional family reunion. So we get together once or twice a year, and then we do everything we can to break each other's toys. The part there that makes the most sense, though, is it is a family, it is a connection, and even if I only see these people once or twice a year, they're still the best friends that I've got. In Season 1 of BattleBots on ABC, we had a really good run in Robot, we had a really good run at everything, and I was just dominating match after match, and I get to the finals, and we set our batteries on fire. It's hard to win too many matches with your batteries on fire. And so for Season 2, I was a man on a mission. I was focused. I wanted to get back to the finals. That's all I was after. And I can't begin to describe how satisfying it was to get to the end of that and finally win. It was a big deal for me. It really was. They kind of need somebody, one of the competitors, to be sort of a villain. It's part of TV. You kind of have to be. You have to have somebody that can step into that role. And for the most part, I'm a nice guy. I'm not really like that. But I recognized that was the need for the show, and so I did this role more for what they needed for the show. And I was amazed at how easy it was for me to slip into this bad guy role. You want some more? I'm going to cut some more wheels off. It really was easy for me to slide into it. And I don't know what that says about my personality, but I actually had a really good time with it. And, to a degree, I was still sort of the bad guy for Season 2. And if we get a Season 3, I'm already ready that'll probably be the case again. BattleBots on ABC obviously has the largest exposure because it's on television, so many people get to see it. But the reality is there's lots of events throughout the country and throughout the world. So the biggest event here on the West Coast is RoboGames, and they have lots of different weight categories. There's combat robots down to 1 pound all the way up to 220. And then there's some other events that I've gone to. There's one back east called Motorama. It's a big car show slash, RC hobby event that's back there. It's a huge event back there. So I'm in the process now of building one that I'm planning on taking there. For the weapon systems that are on Tombstone, everything is essentially custom made here in this garage. So I'll buy large bars of S7 tool steel from various different suppliers, and then I'll machine them to size here. And then I take them to a specific guy I work with for heat treating to get them hardened. So all of the parts that are in Tombstone are essentially made by me by hand. The frames, the weapon systems, any of the motor mounts, all of that stuff is made here in shop. And my ability to do that has changed over the years. My first combat robot was made out of an old bed frame that I cut up and welded together with the simplest wire feed welder that I could afford at the time. Over the years, now I've got a lot of different machining equipment. I've got 4 or 5 different welders. You know, my abilities have improved as my equipment has improved. Part of the reason for getting the Tormac now is that it vastly increases the things that I can do. I can just do a lot more stuff with the CNC than I can with the manual machines. My needs and uses for the Tormac are pretty much focused on combat robots. Now, you know, I know that it's more than capable to make a lot of other things. I don't tend to fabricate a lot of stuff other than robot parts. But it is going to expand some of the robot parts that I can make. So most of the frames that I've made tend to be custom cut steel and then welded together. So I'm going to be able to do some custom aluminum frames that I wouldn't have been able to do before. The precision just will allow me to do some different things there. So I plan on competing in probably some other weight categories. I'm in the process of designing and building a 30-pounder right now, and it's going to rely heavily on the CNC capabilities that this machine's going to give me. I really needed the extra precision. I really did for some of the things I wanted to do. It's just I couldn't do what I wanted to do with what I had.
Right.
You know. Yeah, and you know, so yeah, I'd looked at that for a while. I've been thinking about one of those for probably 4 or 5 years, to be honest with you. Okay, it was just didn't have the money at the time, in the middle of other stuff, buying a house and moving, and you know, my life's been busy. Okay. Okay.
Thanks for watching. Check out our latest videos here, and for more metalworking tips, tricks, and stories, subscribe to our YouTube channel.